Well, good morning. It's Crazy Cheap Chick, and some of you have been asking for a farm update. Those who follow me know that I live on 5 acres in Kansas, and my husband and I have a dream that by the time we retire to be off-grid and to be self-sufficient, self-sustaining, grow our own food. Some days it seems like it's more of a dream than a reality, but you know, every month we get a step closer, we get something accomplished, and the last couple of weeks we've gotten a lot accomplished. So let me show you what we've been up to. Yes, he's just a baby. Leave the baby squirrel alone, Sparky. Aww. He's tiny, isn't he? Want this really yummy pecan? Would you like this really yummy pecan? There you go. Yeah. Can I just pet you in your back? Yeah, frustrating. Get a before picture.
Yep. So yeah.
No, I was just documenting what we're doing here. Widening the bridge. Man, these daylilies are going crazy. So all 3 of my baby squirrels are out here today picking up some sunflower seeds that have fallen out of the feeders. I worry about them because, you know, we've got 2 killer cats and we have owls and hawks and coyotes and I don't know what else eats baby squirrels, but probably a lot of things, and there's not much I can do about it, but I sure do enjoy watching them and hopefully they make it. See all the boots, and up and down this road people stick old boots. Isn't that hilarious? This is the Kansas Flint Hills. Isn't that gorgeous? One-room schoolhouse, isn't that cool? Let's see what the date on it is. Can't tell if that says, I think it says 1890. So isn't that the coolest thing? It's lost its roof. I don't know the name of this one though. Back in 1890.
That Paxton and Reese are in Clay, and they just had tornadoes and large hail. So,
well, Joel said there was large hail in Clay Center.
Yeah, that's where they were at.
Well, there's a big storm coming. So I've tried to do what I can do. They're saying like 2-inch hail and 70, 80 mile an hour winds, so I've tried to move everything in that I could, but I I don't know, really high winds and really big hail. There's only so much you can do to prepare. Just a fact of life in Kansas. The bridge project continues. We got all the railings down, and they're supposed to come back on Thursday and finish this widening, and there's going to weld some railings up there. And I did notice that some of our grass seed was coming up. There's a lot of weeds in there too, but maybe we will eventually get some grass to grow in here. I don't know. It's sure a mess right now. They were supposed to come back and finish the pool tonight, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm like so tired of looking at this disaster back here. I'm so ready to have it done. And so they needed a bunch of dirt, and some of this dirt will get pushed up next to the pool so that it doesn't run down underneath the pool. And the pool is finally full. They couldn't put the dirt up until the pool was full, and now we're getting this storm, so I doubt it's going to get done well, I know it's not going to get done tonight. Since they needed more dirt, my husband had been wanting to make this kind of trough across the field, and he's going to put a pipe in here and some dirt so there'll be a place to be able to drive the mower across. But the point of it is everything runs down this hill, and this all ends up just being kind of like a marshy, mushy area. So he wants to give it a place to drain. And also the overflow for the pond is right up there. So when the pond overflows, the pond has a place to drain. Now, the way this was originally designed, when that pond was built up on that hill, was it ran down here, and there's like a little secondary pond down here. And this was all part of one property once. But of course, they divided it up, and now I think our property kind of comes up to the edge of this pond area. Now my trees, actually some of them did come back. You know, I was so upset because the deer ate them, and I think all but one or two of them came back. Like even this one, see? It's got growth on it. Not that weed, but I'm not sure. I think this apple tree is, no, look, that apple tree's got growth on it. It's just gonna be tiny. And that apple tree has got some growth on it. So even though the deer ate them down to the ground, maybe they're all gonna survive. And I'm gonna check my vegetables real quick. I really need to get in here and weed. Got a lot of stuff coming up and starting to grow. But I mean, we went from like 32 degrees to 98 degrees. I mean, we had a record high like 2 days ago, like incredibly high temperature. It was 98. It was a new record. Some stuff's starting to come up in the garden. Tomatoes are looking okay. And the pond's fairly full right now, so I don't know. If we get a ton of rain, I'm not sure. Might really overflow. This is the overflow right here. And my blackberries they're looking pretty good, growing up the hoop. That storm is out a little bit, probably about an hour away until it hits us, I think. It is really hot and humid though, which is not a good sign for Kansas thunderstorms or tornadoes. I just keep planting plants in here as I find them, clearance plants or dividing plants out from around my house, like that grass or those iris or some columbine, some hostas. Got a bunch of milkweed coming up. I planted some milkweed, but I'm not sure if this is the milkweed I planted because I just kind of threw it out there, or if it's volunteer, because we always used to get milkweed right here anyway. Now, we used to call this back here, when we first moved in, we called it Camp Pacer, because our neighbors have an old pacer back there. And I think my husband's trying to hide it with a wall of firewood. And we've got 2 trees down right now, so he's going to continue with his wall. It's a lot of firewood. One thing that amazes me is look at all of these little tiny tadpoles in here. And there are thousands and thousands and thousands of them. It's no wonder we get so much wildlife up here. They're probably eating those, I'm guessing. That'd be a lot of frogs.
Oh,
You don't want to be outside when it's hailing. Kitty, kitty. Grandma's iris. They're so beautiful. It's funny how plants get passed down like an heirloom. I've been working on my back patio. Oh, I didn't get these before they've already quit blooming. They were real pretty. And then this is my little herb garden I've been working on. I love having herbs right outside the kitchen door, so as you're cooking you can come out and cut a few herbs, and it makes any dish gourmet when you put fresh herbs. What is it about these flowers that makes them so special? Huh? Yeah, these flowers have a hard time because of you two. They must be super soft. They are soft. No wonder. Okay, I get it. I worked really hard on my flower bed today, in the rain nonetheless. But I wanted to show you, these are those flowers we got from that old lady last year. And some of them are just gorgeous and delightful. And look at this one. Isn't that the prettiest iris? And then these white ones I got from my neighbor. Those are just kind of common, but now not all of them bloomed this year, because you know I got a lot of them. But I was happy some of them bloomed. But they're really pretty. Well, we have a functional pool, and it's a good thing we came out here because the guy left the water on. Brother. Looks like there's going to be a lot of competition for these bulk tulips. This is crazy. The county sells tulip bulbs real cheap after a tulip festival. And there's so many people here though, I don't know if I'll even be able to get any. Okay, I got here right at 9 and there were huge, huge piles. And they're almost all picked clean. It's crazy. Sometimes being cheap it's like a battle. These people were all over those tulip bulbs like ants all over a picnic. I mean, it was crazy. That's the mommy.
I see the mommy.
Yeah, where'd the baby go? Baby's...
I can't see. The baby is down on the downhill.
The baby is down on the downhill, you're right.
I can't see Amanda.
Our task, should you be willing to accept it, is to clean up this playhouse area.
Yes, but...
You are willing to accept the challenge?
Yes, but I also know.
I know, I have to kill a spider. You told me that already. Where is the spider of which you speak? Hey, you are doing a super good job on your cleaning. Really great. I said you're going to make someone a great husband someday.
Yep. I will.
Yeah, you will. At least you know it. You know what you bring to the table. Now I know you've been having problems with spiders. So you see this sprays like this. See? And it's a very, very powerful spider and bug fighter. It's called vinegar and water. Do not get it in your eyes. All right, but if you run across any more spiders or bugs that scare you, just spray them with that and I think you'll be okay. I'm trying to get a little work done outside and my grandson keeps coming up and telling me he's seeing bugs that he's scared of, so I made him some, put a little tiny bit of vinegar in a bottle with some water, and I've got him busy spraying bugs now. Hold on tight.
You know who you are, Lucas?
What?
You're my favorite grandson.
Tell him what you brought him.
A drink.
A drink.
Yeah, but what kind of drink did you bring him?
I don't know.
He told me he brought you a 7-Up.
Oh. It's a very good 7-Up. Thank you, buddy.
That's what $20 worth of bulbs from Parks and Rec looks like. And I could have fit more in the buckets. I just got tired of picking them up, and I had stuff to do, and I was muddy, and it was like a Black Friday sale, fighting people for them, so that's all I got. I find it's usually better to focus on what I got done instead of all the stuff I have left to do. And now all my flower beds are mulched and the yard is mowed. I had to show you those. Now that's a show-off flower, if I ever saw a show-off. I mean, really. And this is my lemon tree. I thought it had died. I was ready to throw it away. It was down to just 3 leaves. And now it's all leafed out again. I guess that just shows you shouldn't give up on plants or people. I even think this that I brought back from Florida is finally starting to grow just a little bit. My brother-in-law gave me that. And the pool is finally up, though it's not 100% complete. Kind of got some of my stuff back up, though. Oh, that was driving me crazy, having this all out of order and messy. I don't like things messy. Still kind of messy. But we're getting there. Oh, those are really starting to come out of it. Looks like I need to get the tiller out and till the weeds in the middle, but those are looking pretty good, actually. Things always start out looking good for me, though. And then I get a bug or a drought or too much rain. Oh, man. That's that dinosaur egg I brought back from, it was a melon I bought in Florida. I think I overplanted those. I probably need to thin those out a little bit. But you know, hopefully these will grow up the hoop. And I will tie them as they grow with zip ties. I wanted to plant some stuff in there, but I don't know if that'll work actually, because I'm not sure if it'll get enough sun or not. It can kind of stormy out. This is the other garden. And it also needs weeded. But those green beans are coming up. Those asparagus beans are coming up. Tomatoes look pretty good. Some of this stuff's just volunteer. These are all my zinnias. Of course, there's a lot of grass in there, but I want to pull that grass out till they get a little bit bigger. Those are volunteer potato plants. And these are my actual 2 rows of potatoes in here with something volunteer in there. Anxious to find out what it is. And I had to replant my peas because the first group I planted didn't come up, but now they're coming up. Yeah, this was one of my biggest accomplishments, was just straightening up this playhouse. It was a disaster. My grandson and I worked pretty hard on it. And I've also got some irises over here. I forgot I had that really bright yellow one. It's a pretty one. Kind of cleaned up this flower bed a little bit too. Needs a lot more though. Work, work, work. Looking pretty dark over there. I wanted to show you these mushrooms that are growing in my yard. Now, you know, almost all mushrooms are not edible. Of course, I hate mushrooms anyway. But I think the reason they call them, I've heard them called ink cap. I've also heard them called shaggy mane. And they just pop up. I mean, I just mowed the yard yesterday afternoon and these all popped up overnight. And there's several. But they don't last very long. And they're kind of cool looking though. I did notice when I was mowing though, that there was a stand of them like that. And look, they've all dissolved. And I think this is why they call them ink cap, because they dissolve rapidly into this black, inky mess. So shaggy mane or ink cap, I wouldn't, I'd be pretty careful eating any kind of mushroom in the wild. I'm gonna check out my fruit trees. I've read that those are extremely poisonous, especially when consumed with alcohol. Trees are looking pretty good. I never saw a ton of flowers on them this spring though. So, hope we get a little fruit. Oh, I already see some fruit growing. Get that fruit. We're gonna have some fruit. I think these are peaches. I really need to trim these trees up. When we moved in, there was only one tree. This really, really old apple tree back here that needs pruning. And my husband has said, oh, we just need to take that tree out. But that tree has the most delicious apples on it. Almost all of these trees, I bought one fall off a clearance rack for $5 each. Well, thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, a like, a comment, or subscribe. That always makes me happy. And if you also are looking to homestead, to become self-sufficient, then just remember, it doesn't happen overnight. We've been working for 5 years, and hopefully in another 5 years, we'll be where we want to be. But look on the positive side and look at what you've got done. Don't look at everything that still needs done, or it can become overwhelming. Don't let that happen. Look at your accomplishments, not on what you still need to get done. That's my advice for today. I hope you have a great day.